Hey guys, hope you're doing well this week. I got something a little different for you today. This week we're going to explore costumes. But before we do that, we're going to start with our one-word check-in. So wherever you are in your house, maybe you're at your dinner table, if you're there at a chair, you can just close your eyes in the chair. If you're in your bedroom, you may want to just sit on your bed, crisscross applesauce. Wherever you are, go ahead and be still and close your eyes. Take that breath in, let it out. I want you to take this time to think about your day from the moment that you woke up to the moment that you walk into this room. Maybe you're doing this bright and early in the morning, or maybe this is in the afternoon after you've done some schoolwork, or maybe it's nighttime. Think about all the things that happened to you today. And I'd like you to come up with a feeling word to tell me how you are feeling today. It can be any feeling word as long as it's school appropriate. When you have the word, go ahead and open your eyes. Give you a couple more seconds. All right. On the count of 3, we're going to say it together. 3, 2, 1. Silly. Good. Put your hands out, take all the good stuff, grab it, hold on to it, squeeze it in, don't let it go. All the bad stuff, throw it down in the middle, smush it down, put it into a nice, neat little snowball. And right here, you've got a ball of drama, all the bad stuff in your day. Remember, you're going to toss it this way. Don't toss and hit your screen. On the count of 3, toss it to the llama. 1, 2, 3, hoocha. One of the most powerful tools you can use as an actor is a costume. A costume can make you feel like you're anybody else in any other world. Now, you might think a costume needs to look like this. Now, even though something like this can be fun, you don't need costumes like this to create one. You can use things that you have around your house. Today, we're going to read a book called Tanya and the Magic Wardrobe. And this is about a girl who uses her imagination and some costumes that she finds to tell stories. And then we're going to make some costumes out of stuff you have at home. So, let's read the book. Tanya and the Magic Wardrobe by Patricia Lee Gouch and illustrated by Satomi Ichikawa. The night before Tanya and her mother and her sister Elise were to go to town, Tanya couldn't sleep. For the first time, she would go to the real ballet. For the first time, she would see dancers dance Coppelia, the ballet about the doll who came to life. And so, the next day, Tanya and her mother and her sister rode a bus and a subway and walked 3 long, wintry blocks. But when they arrived, the theater was closed. They'd arrived an hour early by mistake. Oh no, Mother said out loud. Tanya was dancing with the Coppelia sign to keep warm when a woman with programs peeked out of the gate. Such winds, she whispered. Step inside. And they did. Tanya's mother and Elise chatted with the woman with the programs, but the theater was so quiet and dark, the carpets so soft, that Tanya began to dance. And when a woman with feathery tutus on her arm bustled down the aisle, Tanya danced right down the aisle after her. Pas de chat, pas de chat. Who is this? The woman said when she discovered Tanya behind her. A dancer, Tanya said shyly. I love tutus. Ah, the woman smiled. I am a dancer too, and I love tutus. You? Said Tanya. The woman was very old. Me, she said. She glanced at a little clock hanging on a chain around her neck, then hung the tutus on a rack and went to an old green wardrobe at the back of the room. There, she opened the lock with a brass key and took out of the wardrobe a shimmery pink tutu. Sleeping Beauty, she said, holding up the ribbony costume. The prince sees her in this when she wakes after 100 years of sleep. And they dance. Oh, said Tanya. The old woman did a small pirouette. She went back to the green wardrobe and reached into the other side and showed Tanya a brown weave sack of a costume, then a silvery one. The old beggar woman, plie, plie, who turned into a fairy godmother, jete, jete, and turned Cinderella into a princess. Tanya felt like Cinderella. Her feet started to move, too. The woman, somehow lighter and lighter of foot, now grabbed a lavender nightgown. Clara, she said. Tanya knew it was the Nutcracker Suite's Clara. Clara, worried about the poor, wounded Nutcracker captain, pirouette and bow, and fights the dangerous Mouse King. Tanya knew the Mouse King. She became him, his tail twirling, sword in hand. Touche, touche, pas de bourrée, pas de bourrée. The two danced and laughed. Younger and younger now, the woman swept around the room. And now, once upon a time, she said, touching one costume after another, there was a doctor who was also a toy maker. Dr. Coppelius. The woman grabbed a top hat and a scarf. He loved his puppets and toys, she said, as she danced, bellote, bellote. But the doctor makes a new doll, the doll he will love best, beautiful Coppelia. She handed ribbons to Tanya, who became the beautiful Coppelia. She is the doctor's secret, all he can think of at the end of each day. He even sits her on the balcony to show her off to the village. If his Coppelia could only come to life. The village girls become curious and jealous of the pretty girl, always sitting on the doctor's balcony. They sneak into the house when she's not there and discover his wind-up toys, his tin soldiers and mad hatters, his golden chickens, and they wind them up. The toys all come to life. Tickety, tickety, tickety. Then one girl discovers the beautiful Coppelia, hidden in a basket. But she is only a doll. The village girls discover just as Dr. Coppelius unlocks the door. The girls all hide. Dr. Coppelius doesn't notice. He has a magic potion to make his doll come alive. Live, Coppelia, he says. Coppelia is stiff at first, but then, like magic, she dances. They both dance and dance, every dance in the world, and all around the room. Until Coppelia grows stiffer and stiffer, and finally stops. She is only a doll after all. Dr. Coppelius's heart breaks. When the village girls run out and tell the town, they laugh at the old man. He thought a doll could come to life? Poor fool. But the doctor had a memory of dancing for those few moments with his Coppelia, dancing around and around, every dance in the world, and that was more precious than gold. Tanya and the woman bowed to a quiet, empty room. The door of the old green wardrobe still open. That's why you and I like tutus and costumes of every sort. The woman, her shoulders more stooped again, whispered. She hung up the top hat and the scarf. There was the shh of many voices. Are you here? Tanya's mother said, coming through the doorway. Lost again. But I knew where I was, said Tanya, who always did. Who were you with? Her mother asked as they left the room. A dancer, Tanya said, turning. The old woman was just a spot of light going down the hall, her arms full of tutus. From her seat, Tanya could hear horns and sweet violins warming up. "I want to tell you the story of Coppelia," her mother was saying, holding tight to Tanya's hand. "Once there was a house of toys, dolls, and wind-up toys of every kind." Tanya smiled. "Tell me the story, Mama," she said, as the music began. The end. So even though Tanya had access to all those costumes, you can still have fun with something as simple as a blanket. Check it out. I could be the Statue of Liberty. I could be the greatest superhero that ever lived. I could be at a Hawaiian luau. With just this, the possibilities are endless. So here's what I want you to do. Go in your house and grab a towel or a blanket, or maybe you can even borrow some of your parents' clothes, but ask them first. Don't take without asking. And create a costume for a character. The more costumes you create, the more fun you're gonna have. And even something as simple as this can be transformed so many times. Send me photos of your favorite. I love to see your photos. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys. Just like I said last week, guys, photos are not required, but I love seeing your faces. I already got some photos back from last week. If you want to send me one, you can send it to my email, which is Nicholas.Saldivar@SarasotaCountySchools.net. Miss you guys, and I'll see you next week.